Oh my God, can somebody tell me what's wrong with this take it sleazy person? Sully, who just continues to lie and lie and lie about this case. She'll say things directly on video and then claim she didn't say them in text. We've got that. This woman is a liar. She's blaming people for reporting. We don't report shit. And getting her TikTok or whatever, one of her TikToks banned. No, you violated the terms of service, is why your TikTok got banned. So this woman also says, oh, they laughed right at Darlie Key when she slipped and fell on the ice there in the courtroom, and going into the courthouse there in Kerrville. All right. Well, first of all, when somebody slips and falls on the ice, it's funny. All right, unless they got hurt really bad, it's funny. A lot of people would laugh. No one laughed right at Darlie Key. She didn't even know they laughed. They said they laughed about it later because it was funny. But let's stop and talk about how Darlie Key trashed that entire town and the city people there, saying that they were conservative, they didn't know nothing, weren't very smart. When the city of Kerrville opened up their restaurants to them, they got haircuts. They were treated very well by the city of Kerrville. But Darlie Key kept on talking about how, basically a bunch of rednecks, stupid people, not realizing that Darlie's attorney Mosty was born and raised there at the time. So, Darlie Key's all in the public, just trashing this town, talking about, they don't know anything and they treated them badly when we know differently. So it looks to me like the courthouse got her ass back when she slipped and fell. But Darlie Key never knew that those people were laughing at her. Like if I was to see somebody slip and fall and I was off in the distance, I would probably laugh about it too. It's kind of funny when people do that. When people fall down, it's funny. When people fart, it's funny. That doesn't mean anything. But when you go and attack the city of Kerrville, like the way you did, it seems to me like Kerrville jumped up and bit you in the ass for that. That's all. No offense. But this Sully chick is just an out and out liar. She's worse than Danelle. And you see, I don't think Danelle's intentionally lying. I think Danelle really believes the stuff that she's saying. This chick is intentionally lying. And then she makes a comment that she's hot and she's smart. Just let that sink in for a little bit, y'all. As far as let's talk about looks on the hang on. I got a phone call, I lost my train of thought. But we know that this Sully person is telling lies about the Darla Routier case. That's all we have against her. Really, that's disrespectful to Devin and Damon. Danelle, if you listen to the 2-hour conversation that I had with her, I only uploaded that because she threatened to call the police on me. And we could clearly show that I've done nothing but be cordial to her. And I'm not playing this game with these people. Okay, because this happened before. Darla Key kept on harassing me. When I went back at her, she claimed that she was a victim. And everybody saw what she was doing. She harassed someone, talk about people's hair, talk about people, fat, greasy, blah, blah, blah. I've got all that shit saved. So Darla Key got tired of me going back at her and ran to the Kaufman Police Department. And they fucking laughed at her. I'm going to sue you. Darla Key suing everybody. Danelle is talking about suing for slander. I'm calling the police. You're harassing me. Danelle's doing the same thing her mom's doing. You can't come on social media. Okay, here's the hypocrisy in the whole thing. You sit and talk about the police as if they're stupid, drunk, uneducated. Texas screwed you over. Justice in Texas sucks. But as soon as you get mad at somebody, who the fuck do you run to? And they laugh at you. You think they're not seeing this shit? I'm telling you, the Kaufman police called me while Darla Key was still sitting there. They thought that I was a Darlie Routier supporter. He goes, Darlie Routier? What in the blue hell? This cop told me. He said, well, she don't want you calling. She don't want you. I said, I don't give a fuck what she wants. You tell her to shut up on this, talking shit about me, and it won't happen to her. I said, do what you got to do. Period. They did nothing. And apparently, Darla Key told her daughter that she got a restraining order on me. And that never happened. That never happened. Because let's look at it this way. If she got a restraining order on me, why is she messaging me when my son did what he did? And I was talking back and forth to her in text with a restraining order on? Really? You people are liars. She lied to you. Danelle, your mother lied to you. And they also lied to you about your dad. Dennis Stahl is not convicted. But if what Darlie says is true, if everything that Darlie says is true on that stand, like you guys say, then he's an unconvicted child molester, according to legal documents. Why didn't Darla Key get rid of that man? She wants to protect her daughter now from the state of Texas, but she wouldn't protect her from sticky fingers. Right? Danelle says that what happened with her dad and Darlie has absolutely nothing to do with the case. Also, she tells me that in the first reports that Darlie and Darren wrote, they omitted the fact that they were talking about a separation that night. And she said, well, she just couldn't remember all the details. I said, she remembered she put carrots in the fucking soup. But she didn't remember that her husband asked her for a separation, or that she asked for a separation. They left it out. Omission of the fact. Danelle told me that them leaving that out was irrelevant. Just like she thinks that Darlie's sexual abuse as a child is irrelevant. Let me tell you why I think they left that out. And Danelle flat says to me, well, if they would have put that in there, then it would have made them look guilty. Danelle flat said that to me. I said, yeah, and they knew that too, and they didn't want to look guilty. Why do you leave out? Because any police officer, they go to a scene, there's 2 dead kids, and they hear that an hour before that, the parents were talking about divorce and separating each other from each other. If that would have been put in the report, it would have been an easier slam dunk. But to Danelle, that's irrelevant. Danelle said she didn't know anything about the sexual abuse between her dad. But then she comes back and says she was protected from it. If you have to lie to make her look innocent, all you do is compound our feelings of her guilt. Sully says she testified as an expert in a case where there was a gunshot wound to the head. I don't believe you, Sully. She says, I said, well, tell us that case. She said, well, if you tell us that case, then if I tell you that case, then it'll dox me. Well, so what? Were you worried about your safety when you got up on the stand to testify as an expert witness in a case where someone was killed? No, but you won't tell us that case because you know you never served as an expert in that case. You're a liar. You never served as an expert in any case. Nowhere. You're a liar. I'm calling you a liar. You want to prove Darley's innocent? You prove that you testified as an expert in any case, any court of law, about a gunshot wound. You prove it, and I'll never mention your fucking name again, ever. There's your deal. That's a deal for you. You prove it. You're a fucking liar. You're a liar. I'm calling you out publicly.